This episode of CleaningBiz.tv is made possible by Tripod Learning Associates, publishers of the popular podcast for building service contractors, tripodcast.com. Coming up on today's show, an interview with green cleaning guru David Holly. I'm Jean Hansen, and this is a show that will help turn your vision into a successful cleaning business. I'd like to welcome our first guest to the show, David Holly. Welcome, David. Thanks for being here today. Let me just take a minute, first of all, to introduce you to our audience. Now, David started out like a lot of us as a janitor, but he's come a long way in his 30-plus years in the industry. He's Director of Business Development with the Ashkin Group, which is a consulting firm focused on green cleaning and sustainability. He is Chancellor of ISSA's Green Cleaning University. He's Deputy Director of the Green Cleaning Network, and he's a frequent author and a frequent speaker at industry events. And he's founding member of Tripod Learning Associates, which produces educational materials for cleaning professionals. Wow, David, when do you find time to sleep?
Saturdays.
Yeah,
Saturdays.
That's good. Well, I'd like to talk briefly about the future of the cleaning industry as it relates to green cleaning. Now, I remember talking to you probably a couple of years ago about this topic, and you made a comment that you didn't even think that the phrase green cleaning would be around in a few years, that cleaning for health and sustainability and cleaning for the environment would just be the norm in cleaning. So I wanted to ask you if you still felt that to be true, because it seems like that's the direction that we're going with in the industry.
Gene, I feel even more strongly about it now since the last time we talked. If you think about green cleaning being cleaning to protect the occupants in a building, including the folks doing the cleaning, as well as protecting the environment, pretty soon you have to ask yourself, well, if I'm not doing green cleaning, what am I doing?
Right.
I mean, isn't that what cleaning should be about?
Right.
Now, in our industry, we're obsessed with green cleaning because we've been talking about it for so long, but our clients really aren't. By and large, if you went to one of our typical customers and said, do you think your contractor is cleaning to protect health and not harm the environment? They'd say, of course.
Sure.
Why wouldn't they be?
Yeah.
So when a contractor asks me now, should I get a green cleaning program? I say, you better hurry. Because if you think of a poker game, green cleaning is just the ante. We're moving way far beyond that. Right. And that's just going to be cleaning.
Okay, great. Well, one of the most frequently asked questions that we get about green cleaning is about certification. Should I be certified? What kind of certification should I get? Do I even need to do it? And, there's options out there. There's the Green Seal certification. There's ISSA's cims-gb program. So I guess I've got a couple questions for you. First of all, do you think it's necessary? And, if there is a company out there that wants to become certified or they aspire to become certified, what steps should they take to get to that point?
Those are good questions. And again, we have to remember, we're obsessed with cleaning. I mean, that's all we do. And again, to our clients, for the most part, we're a necessary evil. We're the first thing they look for in a budget cut. So they're not given the same level of thought to this that we do. So again, if we approach that mythical customer and said, should I be a certified green cleaner? They'd probably look at you like you were a little crazy right now. Now that may change. And so I think it's a good idea to be aware of the certifications. And there's two reasons to be certified. One is to make sure you're really doing everything well, and the other is for sales opportunities. Right. And again, I don't think the sales opportunities are really there at this point. But certification, or at least going through the steps of certification, can help you put your company in a good position to ensure they're getting the maximum productivity and doing the best possible in terms of cleaning to protect occupants and not harming the environment. So to that second part of the question, I don't know that I'd jump in or recommend someone jump in and go through the expense of actual certification right now unless a client was pushing them. Okay. But the information is certainly available, certainly from Green Seal in terms of their GS42 program, in terms of the checklist, what needs to be done. And CIMS, let's leave that aside for a moment. But the GS42, just looking at that checklist and looking at your organization is an excellent way to start. And by starting to move along that path, if at some point it becomes necessary to meet a client's request, or you perceive it's important from a marketing standpoint, you've already done most of the work.
Right.
Then it's a pretty easy job to step into the actual certification. CIMS is a little different and it goes way beyond green cleaning. It's about managing your company. And I think there's a lot of good reasons to look at that in terms of putting processes in place. But it really depends on the size of your company and where you're at. So, if you're in a company where you've now got a number of employees, you've got some office staff, worth looking at.
Right.
And again, there are people out there that have gone through this. And I'm sure on the janitorial store forum, you can find some folks that have gone through it. Ask them some questions about what they went through and start putting yourself along those steps to be ready to if you really decide to pull the trigger.
Right. Yeah, and the Green Seal GS42, you can actually find that online. So all you have to do is go online, and you've got the whole list there. So you can see what actually needs to happen in your business if you do decide to become certified.
Exactly. So you've got sort of a cheat sheet.
Right.
You can get started on it now, and later again, if you need to have it, it's easy to say, I've got all this stuff in place. Right. Let's go to the next step. Right.
All right. Well, I have a marketing question for you. We touched on it just a little bit, but we used to say, even just a couple of years ago, well, you can differentiate yourself from your competition by having a green cleaning program. And so now it seems like everybody has a green cleaning program, whether it's, the right way to do green cleaning, that's a whole other topic. Sure. But I guess my question is, how do you now differentiate yourself from your competition who also is saying that they've got green cleaning?
Well, I think let's take an even farther step back. When we first started talking about green cleaning a decade ago, there were folks out there that believed they could have a green cleaning program and charge more for it versus their normal cleaning program. And I always thought that was a tough sell. How do I tell you I can do this to protect the people in your building, and it's going to cost you X, but, I won't protect them quite so good, and it'll cost you a little less.
Right.
I thought that was a tough sell, and frankly, I don't think anyone ever succeeded at that one. So differentiation became the norm then. And I could say I have a green cleaning program if you want it. My competition maybe doesn't. And you're right. I think those days are pretty much past. Again, if you went to the typical customer and said, are we cleaning to protect health in an environment? They'd say, of course. Whether you call it green, purple, or orange. Yeah. I think they kind of expect that.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's such a differentiator anymore. I think what's important if you are on the green journey is that you don't try to distinguish between green and other within your own company. Just do it. The products are there, the equipment's there, the processes. It's fairly easy. The cost is about the same. And in fact, if you really get going, you'll probably save money. So just do it.
Yeah.
Looking ahead to how do you differentiate? The big companies are looking at sustainability. They're talking about energy savings, water savings, and so on. They do that because it saves them money. Mm-hmm. It improves profitability. So now they're starting to come to all of their vendors, including us, and saying, what are you doing from a sustainability standpoint? You hear carbon footprints mentioned and so on. Mm-hmm. Most contractors are going to look at that and oh man, now what? And the beauty is there are a couple of programs out there that can really help them start to get a handle on what they are doing. And the old saying, if you don't measure it, you can't manage it. Mm-hmm. These help you measure it simply so you can manage it. And again, if it becomes important to your clients, something you can report against and show them what you are doing as an organization in this arena. And I think that's where we're headed. Sustainability is going to be the topic of the future.
So it all comes back to educating your client.
Exactly.
Again, here's what we're going to be able to do to save you money through energy savings or whatever it is. And so, that's what you're actually using to market it. Not that you're saying we're green or we offer green cleaning, but here's what we're doing to help you.
Exactly. Absolutely right.
Okay. Well, I wanted to talk to our audience about you a little bit. You are an educator in the cleaning industry. Yes. You've been doing it for a long time. So I just wanted to have you tell our audience what you've been up to lately and what you are doing to help educate cleaning business owners in particular, since that's who is mainly watching today.
Okay. Well, thanks, Chief. And I do appreciate that opportunity. You saw all those things I'm doing, from the Ashkin Group to Green Cleaning University, the Green Cleaning Network, and Tripod Learning Associates. And they all have something in common, and it is that education. And that's really important. There are a lot of good training programs out there that'll tell you how to sweep a floor or mop a floor or strip a floor. There's not a lot of good, solid education out there at this time. And that's what all of these are geared to do. So as I think about the folks who are watching today, you folks out there, one of the things I'd like to point out is that through Tripod Learning Associates, we have something called Tripodcasts. These are free weekly podcasts, come out every Monday morning, about how to improve your organization, management, sales, operations, all of those things. And we try to make it broad enough so it covers contractors as well as in-house operations, distributors, and manufacturers. Easy to find, www.tripodcast.com. And again, it's free. Sign up. We don't bother you with emails. In fact, we don't even collect your email address other than to have the thing automatically come out to you each Monday morning. We have a number of other products that you can see if you go to Tripod Learning Associates, from DVDs, CDs, books, and our Inner Circle, which is a subscription-based podcast that comes out monthly. And I'd also like to mention Green Cleaning University. Although it's primarily directed at sales and learning to sell green and sustainability, I think it has a lot of impact on contractors. We're selling as well, but it also helps understand what your customers are looking for. So you can go to the ISSA website, issa.com, and have a look at Green Cleaning University. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention coming back here to the janitorial store, because there's just a ton of information available here as well.
And just to also mention, David briefly mentioned the Inner Circle, which is a longer version of their free Tripodcast. You can subscribe to that. And if you are a member of the janitorial store, you do get a discount for subscribing. So if you're a member, go back to the site and we've got the information there for you. Well, David, thank you very much. It was a pleasure having you.
It was great being here. I appreciate the opportunity.
You bet. Thanks.
Well, that's it for this show, and I'd like to give a special thanks to David Holly for being my guest. Next time, we'll talk about creating your vision and why how questions will get your prospects talking. I'm Jean Hansen, and I'd love to connect with you on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. Just look for the links on cleaningbiz.tv. And remember, inaction may feel safe, but action can move mountains. See you next time.
Can you start over? There's my blooper.
How many do we get?